Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a die-hard Dallas Cowboys fan or even just starting to catch the fever of America's team, you're in the right place. This is the ultimate hub for everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, in-depth analysis, rumors, and all the juicy details about what's happening around the team. So, before we dive deep into some breaking news today, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on your notifications, because if you're a Cowboys fan, you're definitely going to want to stay updated with what we're talking about today. Now, I know some of you are already chomping at the bit to hear what's going on, and trust me, you won't want to miss this one. This is a game-changing moment that could have a massive impact on the future of the Dallas Cowboys and, quite possibly, the entire NFL. This isn't just another off-season rumor, this is the kind of news that could shape the future of America's team. What we're talking about today is none other than a potential blockbuster move that involves two of the biggest names in football, Tyreek Hill and Dak Prescott. Let me tell you right off the bat, this is huge. We're looking at an $85 million deal that could potentially bring Tyreek Hill, one of the most explosive wide receivers in the NFL, to Dallas. Yes, you heard that right. The Dallas Cowboys are reportedly involved in serious discussions to land the Miami Dolphins star receiver. And while that alone is a headline-grabbing story, it gets even crazier because there's a chance that Dak Prescott, the face of the Cowboys franchise, could be a part of this massive trade. Folks, this is the kind of headline that can rock the entire NFL world. So, if you're not already strapped in, you'd better buckle up, because we're about to dive into a whirlwind of rumors, big money, and what could be the most exciting development for the Dallas Cowboys in recent years. Trust me, this is a roller coaster you won't want to miss. Let's start by talking about Tyreek Hill. When you mention his name, you immediately think of speed, and not just regular speed. We're talking about world-class, make defenders look like they're standing still speed. Hill is known for his breakaway plays that leave defenders in the dust, turning any simple pass into a 50-plus yard touchdown. This isn't just your average wide receiver. Hill is a game changer, a field flipper, and a nightmare for defensive coordinators across the league. Since Hill entered the NFL, he's been unstoppable. He's arguably the most dangerous deep threat in the league, able to take the top off any defense and create space like few others can. Imagine the kind of havoc he could wreak on a defense when paired with CeeDee Lamb, one of the top young receivers in the NFL today. Picture this for a second: Dak Prescott dropping back to pass with the option to throw to either Tyreek Hill streaking down the field or CeeDee Lamb making precise routes over the middle. Defensive coordinators would have to get creative, but at the end of the day, it would likely be a futile effort to stop them. Now, let's get to the numbers, because this deal isn't going to come cheap. We're talking about an $85 million contract here, folks. That's the kind of money typically reserved for a top-tier superstar, and make no mistake, Tyreek Hill is a top-tier superstar. So, if the Cowboys are indeed eyeing this trade, they are making a statement. This move would signal to the rest of the NFL that Dallas is ready to go all in on a Super Bowl run. They're not just looking to make the playoffs and win a few games, they want to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to the Big D, and Tyreek Hill could be that missing piece to make it happen. But here's where things get even more interesting. The big question is, how does Dak Prescott fit into this picture? Could the Cowboys be ready to part ways with their franchise quarterback to make this trade a reality? Now, I know that sounds wild, and I'm sure some of you are sitting there thinking, there's no way the Cowboys would trade Dak. But hold on, it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. For years, the Cowboys have backed Dak Prescott as their guy, and rightfully so. He's been a steady force under center, leading the Cowboys to several playoff appearances and earning the trust of the front office and fans alike. However, the reality is that Dak has been under constant scrutiny, especially after some less than stellar performances in key playoff games. In a league where teams are in a constant race to secure a championship, patience is a luxury that can sometimes cost you. And while Dak is still a solid quarterback, the question on everyone's mind is, can he be the one to lead the Cowboys to the promised land? It's clear the Cowboys are looking for something more, and they know that in today's NFL, you need an explosive offense to truly compete at the highest level. With Tyreek Hill in the fold, the Cowboys could be building one of the most potent offenses in the entire league, capable of going toe-to-toe with the likes of the Eagles, 49ers, and other NFC powerhouses. And while Dak is a great leader, there are questions about whether he can elevate his game to the level needed to win a Super Bowl. Could the Cowboys be looking to upgrade at quarterback as part of a move to secure Tyreek Hill? This is the question that has fans and analysts alike buzzing with speculation. But let's not forget the flip side. If the Cowboys were to trade Dak Prescott, they would not only be sacrificing their franchise quarterback, but they'd also be changing the direction of the entire organization. Dak is the face of the franchise, a proven leader, and one of the best quarterbacks the Cowboys have had in years. So, any potential trade involving him would have to be worth it, and Tyreek Hill would certainly be a game changer for the offense. Now, let's take a look at the bigger picture here. The Dallas Cowboys are always in the spotlight. Whether it's because of their storied history or their fanbase, they are constantly under the microscope. And right now, the Cowboys find themselves in an interesting position. They need to make a big move to keep pace with the rest of the NFC. The conference is loaded with talent, and teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and Detroit Lions are making bold moves to position themselves as contenders. If the Cowboys want to remain at the top of the NFC and make a serious push for the Super Bowl, they'll need to make a big splash, and bringing Tyreek Hill to Dallas would certainly do that. But let's shift the focus for a moment and look at Tyreek Hill's perspective. Hill has already won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. He's made his mark as one of the most electrifying players in the game. But now, after spending some time with the Miami Dolphins, could Tyreek be looking for another opportunity to secure a second championship ring? Could Dallas be the place where he can cement his legacy further, playing for one of the most iconic franchises in the history of the NFL? This is something that has to be on Hill's mind. He's 29 years old and in the prime of his career. If he's going to win another Super Bowl, it's now or never. Now you might be asking, how real are these rumors? Are the Cowboys actually serious about this? Well, let's be clear, in the NFL offseason, rumors are a dime a dozen. But when consistent reports begin to surface, especially from credible sources, you start to take notice. The Cowboys have the assets to make a deal like this happen, and with Jerry Jones at the helm, you know that he's always looking to make a splash. Jerry Jones isn't afraid to make bold moves when it comes to building a championship team, and if he sees a way to land Tyreek Hill, you can bet he'll make it happen. So, what's next? We're going to have to keep a close eye on the situation because things could move fast. If the Cowboys are serious about making this deal happen, we could see contract negotiations ramp up quickly. We could see trade discussions intensify. There's a lot of drama about to unfold, and you don't want to miss a second of it. Be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and stay tuned, because we'll be here to break it all down for you. Before we wrap up, though, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Cowboys should go all in and make this trade for Tyreek Hill? Would you be comfortable with the idea of Dak Prescott being traded if it meant bringing in a superstar like Hill? And most importantly, do you think this is the move that could put the Cowboys over the top and finally bring a Super Bowl back to Dallas? Let's get the conversation going in the comments section. I want to hear your thoughts. If you love staying up to date on everything Dallas Cowboys, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow Cowboys fans, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on this potential blockbuster move. This is shaping up to be one of the biggest moves in franchise history, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in, Cowboys Nation. Stay safe, and as always, keep the faith. Let's go Cowboys!